Hi! So today I thought I'd share with you my Hermes fashion bracelet collection. I don't have a large collection by any means, just 7 pieces, but I do have a range of styles. So in case you were looking for one, I thought it might be useful to go over the range that I've got and to share the pros and cons that I've noticed. It is quite a neutral collection, and that's not because I don't love bright colours. I do. I just find that the neutral pieces work with everything in my wardrobe and go from winter to summer, and I don't have to think about it too much. In fact, I think I wear an Hermes bracelet most days when I'm going out. I just really enjoy them, and I found them pretty hard wearing as well. So I'm going to turn the camera around so that I can give you a better view and get on with it. I'm going to start with the bracelet I've had the longest and work through to my most recent acquisitions, the 2 I got for Christmas. And just for reference, my wrist is 16 centimetres, or just about 6¼ inches, 6.2 inches. So this is the oldest bracelet that I have in my collection, and it is a half-size CDC bracelet, or Collier du Chien. It just means dog collar, Collier du Chien, and it is a true half-size. So this is 18 millimeters across, or just about 3/4 inch. And the Medor pyramids, and by the way, Medor just means Fido. So what I love about Hermes is they have a true sense of humour about their jewellery. So this is the Fido pyramid. These are the same size as they would be on the full-size CDC bracelet. And I got this because I felt the big CDC was just a bit large for my wrist, and it's also quite heavy. And the hardware can sometimes get in the way, whereas this, no, I find never gets in the way. It almost makes a true bangle and maintains its shape because it is such a, because it is so densely packed with hardware. So this opens and closes in exactly the same way as the big CDC bracelet. It has the ring, which tends to make a mark. I'm not sure if you can see that on the video, but mine is quite badly marked from the ring. I think you can just see it there. It's marked at the top and the bottom, but considering I've had this for about, I don't know, 6 years, it really isn't that badly marked. It has 4 adjustments, and there's a Medor stud there, and there's one on this side on the sliding lock, and it links through the attachment with this little tab, and you adjust it, you fit it to your wrist, and this is quite large on my wrist actually. I think this is a T3 or the equivalent of, I don't think they sized them that way when I first got mine, and it attaches like that, and you can see just how much hardware there is. So you've got the long adjustment panel, and then you've got the central panel with the 2 Medor studs and the ring, and then you've got the slider piece, which helps you adjust, and then the tab. And on my wrist, it looks like this. And I love wearing it in the winter with chunky sweaters, and I also like wearing it like that. This is in Epsom leather. And I think one of the great things about buying one of the Hermes bracelets, or a couple of Hermes bracelets, is you get to try out the different leathers that Hermes offers and see how durable they are and how much you like them. And the same can be said for the hardware too. This is the gold hardware, and it has worn very well. I don't see, it's kind of developed a richer patina, I think, over the years. But it's still, I don't see any rubs or any base metal coming through. Anyway, I love this bracelet. It's really easy to wear, and it's really easy to stack with other things. And as I say, I don't find that the hardware on this does catch on anything, because maybe it's half the size of the big CDC bracelet. Anyway, so that is the CDC bracelet in half size, and I'm not sure they make it anymore. I think they've replaced it with the 24 centimeter, the CDC 24, which is a little wider than this. So that's sort of like a 2/3 size, but I think the hardware is a bit reduced. This hardware is the same size as the full-size CDC. So I love that black CDC I showed you so much that I decided to try a thicker bracelet but without as much hardware, and I think this is a really good option if you don't like such a heavy bracelet, or you liked something that doesn't interfere too much with your wrist or how you use your hands. So this is the Kelly dog bracelet in box calfskin or swift calfskin. So that's the smooth leather, and it does tend to mark a little bit. You can see I have a mark on it there, but I have worn this a lot, and I've probably had this for 4 years at least. And this is the silver hardware, which is palladium coated. So this is the palladium hardware that you would get on a Hermes bag if you're in the market for that. And I love the way this does up, and as I say, the way it sits so neatly on the wrist. So this just undoes by turning the Kelly lock, which is the same as you would get on the bag. And it's got lovely branding here. And when it's laid out flat, it looks like this. You can see the Hermes there on the left, on the leather, and the flat screws that they use to secure the hardware. They're so well made, these bracelets. So I suppose they should be for the price because they're only a bit of leather, but I find they last, I find they wear extremely well. And here is the Kelly on me. This is the T2 size or equivalent. And I like wearing it on the last adjustment. I think it looks the best. I can fit this on the middle one, but it's nice to have some play in case I gain some weight. This is a little narrower than the CDC bracelet, and it's 3.5 centimeters wide, or just shy of 1.5 inches wide. And because there's no hardware on the back, it's a really easy bracelet to wear. I think this also looks great stacked with other Hermes bracelets or just other jewellery that you have, either in rose gold or silver. And I very much enjoy this bracelet. And here's the next piece I got. So I liked the black calfskin piece so much, I decided to invest in another. I just find these so easy to wear. So this is the Lizard Kelly dog bracelet with gold hardware, and you can see the branding there on the far left, and it's in the colour ombre, and ombre is a brownish colour with sort of cream highlights. So yeah, lizard skin leather, and this is very narrow, this leather. This fits very flush to the wrist and feels more dressy than the black one for some reason. As I say, this has a slightly more elegant feel, I think, than the black one, and it sits more flush to the wrist. But these are so easy to wear, these bracelets, and I think this looks really nice dressed up with different jewellery as well, gold in this case. I really like them, and I think, you know, in comparison to the CDC bracelet, they're half the price of the CDC, and so maybe much more affordable, and they last really well. I think this is holding up very, very well for a delicate leather as well, and I think they make a big statement. So I think the one on the right has worn better. You can see that big scratch across the palladium hardware on the bracelet on the left. But they're great bracelets, these. I highly recommend them. Funnily enough, it was only at this stage that I decided to get one of the metal bracelets. This is the Clic H bracelet, which is the narrower of the two forms of metal bracelet. And I guess the difference with these is that they really do scratch up in comparison to the leather ones. The enamel is in really good condition. This, but look at the back here, it's really, mind you, I have not babied this. It gets caught on my computer though, and it scratches, you know, when you put your wrist down on the table. But I think it doesn't affect the look when you actually wear them. So this is the colour marron or chestnut, with the rose gold hardware. I know you can't really tell that that's rose gold. So you open it by applying a little pressure to the lock, and then you can swing the H open like a gate, and then it opens. And I think these feel really nice on your wrist, and they're very useful for stacking with the with other forms of bracelet. I think they look really nice together. They're really they're really easy to stack, these narrower bracelets. And this is how it looks on me. As I say, it's quite an elegant and narrow bracelet. And it doesn't need anything with it at all. I think it makes quite a nice statement in its own right. But you can stack things with it very easily. Next, I got this mini Kelly double tour bracelet in smooth calfskin. And this is again Swift or box leather. And this is in the colour gold. And I got this because if I did think about putting my name down for an Hermes bag, I might get the gold with rose gold hardware. So this is smooth calfskin leather in the colour gold, and it is rose gold hardware. And this again has the Kelly lock. And this goes on, I find this goes on really easily. So it just crosses over and onto your wrist like that, and then you turn the lock. And I tend to wear it as a crisscross, and I have worn this bracelet an awful lot. I tend to wear it even working on the yard, which is probably not a great idea. I definitely wear it around horses though, which is why you can probably see the leather has worn a little bit. But I think it has a real equestrian vibe, this one. And I tend to wear this alone. I never tend to stack these little leather bracelets, although I suppose you could with a thin gold chain of some kind. But I love this Kelly double tour, the mini Kelly double tour. You hardly know you're wearing it. It's so light and easy to wear, and I think goes with absolutely everything. And I tend to wear this in the summer, not the winter. I find the gold colour is very much, the gold colour of leather in Hermes is very much a summer colour for me. So this is the Reval Mini in black smooth calfskin with rose gold hardware. In this bracelet, the CDC style elements have been taken down to their tiniest proportions. The CDC in miniature, I suppose. This is what it looks like when it is undone with that little S-clip at the end, and it just has a leather loop which goes through the clip to secure it like that. This sits very close to the wrist. It's very narrow, as you can see, very easy to wear. And I think this looks great stacked. But Hermes has played around with the CDC for years, so starting with the very big dog collar, which apparently was inspired by some lady coming into Hermes in 1927 and wanting a belt made up similarly to the dog collars that they used to produce for their most favoured clients. And they've been playing with it in different forms ever since, in belts, in bracelets, in different sizes, in different permutations. I mean, if you compare that to this, so you can see now that that really is rose gold. And you can see the difference in size to the dummy or half size CDC bracelet. So this really is a baby. So I think you can see there, this is only 7mm across. So a little over 1/4 of an inch wide. And if I had a rose gold, if the CDC bracelet were in rose gold, I think they would look quite nice together. But you can get an idea of how narrow it is and how tiny it is. So here is the final piece that I have, and this is the full-size Clic Clac bracelet. So this is going back to the metal range, and I haven't removed the protective coating here because I thought I would try and keep this in a little better condition than my marron or chestnut coloured one. But this is the full size, so it's the thick one, and this is in black enamel and rose gold hardware. And this is almost 2 centimeters. In fact, I think it is 2 centimeters wide. And in terms of inches, it's more than that. It's almost an inch wide. It's sort of 7/8 of an inch. So this is a much wider bracelet than the here's the Clic H bracelet, just to compare. So this is half the size of the black one. So this opens in exactly the same way that the narrow one does. You apply a little pressure to the bracelet, you push the H or the gate, and you can open up the bracelet. And these are so easy to put on. And again, you know, Hermes' sense of humour with Clic Clac. I think they look great, these. They're great. I think they look super alone, actually. They make quite a statement by themselves. Or again, you know, they can be stacked. That might look quite nice with that if they were the same kind of hardware. But one is in rose gold, the other is in the gold hardware. So I thought it would be helpful to weigh these bracelets as well, because some of them are actually quite heavy. This is the half CDC, which is 41 grams. And that's almost like wearing an unopened tube of hand cream on your wrist. So even the half CDC is quite considerable weight. The Kelly dog does feel lighter on the wrist than the CDC bracelets, so 35 grams. And here's the lizard skin one, just slightly lighter at 33 grams. There, that's 74 grams. So the Clic Clac bracelet is the heaviest at 74 grams. And if you remember, there's the hand cream, an unopened, brand new thing of Neutrogena at 63 grams. So this is quite a chunky bracelet. And here's the Clic H at about the same weight as the leather Kelly bracelets, and that feels very easy to wear. There, 8 grams, 11.5 grams. So no wonder these feel so easy to wear. So I hope that was a useful overview. The leather bracelets are really hard wearing, and I would really recommend them. These two I tend to wear more in the summer, and these I have only just received, but I have worn this almost every day because it's so easy to wear and it sits so flush to the wrist. But again, these two also sit very flush to the wrist and are very easy to wear. You forget you've got them on. I think the Clic Clac bracelet and the Clic H bracelet wear the least well, whereas the leather bracelets wear extremely well. So that's, I guess, is my summary. Let me know which ones you like the best and which ones you have, and how you find the full-size CDC bracelet as well, because I'm wondering whether to get one of those. But it won't be anytime soon, because they're significant spend. They're now, even the least expensive leathers are £1,000 here in the UK. So I won't be getting anyone soon. I won't be getting one anytime soon. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you again in my next video. And until then, take great care.